What's up, Dirt fam? Seek Adventure here. Whether you're a die-hard adventure rider, supermoto junkie, or thinking about coming over to the dark side from sport riding, I'm breaking down why the KTM 690 checks all the boxes. I'll walk you through my current mod list and help you make the right purchasing decisions online to turn this bike into the beast it's meant to be. Let's kick things off with a balls to the walls ripping sequence. It'll have you wondering why you haven't heard more about this bike before. Let's dive in. I'm breaking down this setup into 5 key categories: traction, protection, performance, comfort, and utility. Let's get one thing clear. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I would love to be. I paid full price for every part on this build, and each part pulls its weight. In the last 5 years, I've owned 8 bikes: a new Norden 901, 2 Ducati Hyper Motards. I built a CRF 150 RB Supermoto, Blue Grom, a Husky FE 350, and a KTM 250 EXCF. All of which are great in their own lane, but none of which could rip on the street and in the dirt on the same ride. That's why the KTM 690 hits different. Let's dive into the full walk around and break down what makes this bike a weapon. Traction. Traction. If you guys ride hard, this is the category that matters most. First, do your homework. Your tires should match your riding style and your terrain. For adventure riding, Motoz is king. I'm running the Tractionator Rallz, and honestly, it has no business gripping this well on pavement. It looks like it belongs on a military convoy, yet somehow grips like a race slick when I throw it into a corner. I've leaned this thing so far over before, I thought I was gonna slide into a lawsuit. But the Rallz gripped the road like it owed it money. Off-road, this tire is dialed in all extreme conditions. What's wild is this tire is considered an 80-20 tire. I beg to differ. Sure, it only lasts 3,000 to 4,000 miles, but who's counting when it keeps you out of the ER? Only downside is the hum, but that's what a loud exhaust is for. Up front, I'm rocking the stock TKC 80. It tears it up on the street and in the dirt. It does exactly what I need it to do. It's nothing fancy, just a tried and true tire that works well. Let's talk tire pressure. I'm running the Motoz 3mm heavy duty tubes because nothing ruins a ride faster than a flat tire. These tubes are thicker than the plot of the Fast and the Furious movie, and that's saying something. These tubes are designed to take a beating and hold up when you're running a lower tire pressure for better grip in the technical stuff. I have never second guessed if I'm gonna get a pinch flat on the trail. Peace of mind you can't put a price on. Protection, protection. I'm running the AXP skid plate. I got one on my Sherco 300, and I figured, what the hell? Let's put one on the KTM. It looks tough and gives serious protection to the cases and the underside of the engine, as well as the rear shock, which I'm constantly worried about when I'm ripping around in the woods. For hand protection, I went with the Enduro Engineering wraparound handguards, keeping your hands safe when you inevitably drop the bike or you're free riding through the woods. They're super affordable, and they do exactly what I need them to do. Lastly, I'm running the Rottweiler Fender Eliminator kit with integrated brake lights and turn signals. This thing's rock solid, and it's taken all the abuse I've thrown at it. The only downside is when you're riding in sloppy terrain, it gets caked with mud. So make sure when you get off the trail to clean off the turn signals and the brake light, or else they won't be seen. Performance, performance. I just picked up the Wings titanium exhaust. I was running the Leo Vince Nero, but it stuck out like a sore thumb, 6 inches to be exact. Every time I dropped the bike, I thought it was gonna snap off. So I went with this bad girl. Solid customer service, lightning fast shipping from overseas. Got to my house in 4 days, and it was super easy to install. It even came with 2 DB killers, both for my stock maps. One to turn heads, The other, loud enough to wake the neighbors and get the police called on you. Honestly, I can't imagine riding without one. Performance-wise, you notice a difference right away. The stock exhaust offers linear power, but with the wings, the power kicks in a little bit later. I don't mind though. I love the low-end torque and the luggability this thing has in the woods. Plus, the brutal raw power on the street is awesome. Other performance mods I'm running is the Rottweiler SAS removal kit, the fueling dongle, and the side stand dongle, so I don't get stranded in the woods. Comfort. Comfort. First, I'm running the Seat Concepts low comfort seat. Yeah, it's the low version, but don't get it twisted. This thing gets the job done. I'm 6 foot tall with a 32-inch inseam. Perfect for me to flat foot it and keep me confident in off-camber situations. It's been solid for trail work, especially since this bike is so tall from the factory. And it's comfy enough to crush some miles on the expressway. I can usually ride for about 2 hours before the cheeks start protesting. But right around that mark, you'll be squirming. It ain't a couch, but it's a hell of a lot better than stock. For wind protection, I'm running the KTM Touring Windscreen from Rocky Mountain ATV. Does it block all the wind? Hell no. It takes the sting off your midsection, especially when you're pushing 70 to 80 miles an hour on back roads. It's not some full-size windscreen that you guys see on other adventure bikes that'll probably snap off when you drop the bike in single track. And that's a good thing. This bike was not made to live on the freeway. If you're doing 1 to 2 hour stints on the highway or crossing county lines to get to the next trail, it gets the job done. Plus, it looks mean as hell. Let's go, let her eat. That's not even a Mustang. Hopefully it doesn't kill somebody. Last but not least, utility. I run 2 different adventure setups depending on the ride. For short day trips, I run the Tusk Traverse bags. They're great for storing tools, camera gear, and other gear needed for the ride that day. I also run the Moscow Moto Nat handlebar bag to hold my keys, my wallet, a phone charger, great for sunglasses, pistol ammunition, and all the essentials you might need for that day's ride. For longer trips, I run the Wolfman tank bag and Moscow Moto Reckless 40-liter system. Perfect for hauling all my camping gear without overloading the bike, and still have room for added luxuries like my Ice Mule cooler and my big Agnes camping chair. If you're interested in learning more about my long distance setup, I'll be doing a full breakdown and gear loadout in the next couple of weeks. In the past couple of years, I've tossed bikes every year or two, but this bike checks all the boxes. It's fast, it's fun, and it performs exceptionally on-road and off-road. It's a commuter, a long-hauling machine, and great for every skill level off-road. If you're building your own, don't get caught up in the hype. Build what works, ride it hard, and stay focused on what matters most to you. Got questions? Leave a comment. Want to see more content of this thing? Hit me up on Instagram at ADV_within. I'm here to help however I can. This journey's better when we build together. Until next time, stay relentless, keep pushing, and let this adventure carve you into who you're meant to be. Peace!